I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Got some wonderful pods I'll be eating today. They're beautiful. And I mentioned yesterday in a video, this, by the way, is the last of my Warthogs. I have a bunch more coming. However, these seeds are available. If you want them, pay attention this week because I'm going to tell you how you can get them. Pretty exciting. Which is neat because there are some pods that you can't get seeds of. For those who are, not that anybody's interested, but I'm going to tell you, for those who were paying attention, I made a video where I said that I believe that the Warthog is the hottest pepper in the world. Only because I've eaten just about every pepper in the world. All the hot ones anyway. And I just found it to be hotter than all the others. Well, they struck my video. They didn't delete it, but limited, I'm not really allowed to make money on it. So I appealed that, and they said that a human reviewer checked it out. And that human reviewer, and in my appeal I said, hey, it's opinion. It's kind of what I do, It's kind of what a lot of people on YouTube do. That didn't matter. So apparently you can't have an opinion. I'm going to keep having my opinions though, people. Not only will I keep having my opinions, I will also be cutting peppers like a champ. For instance, this is the first one I'm going to be showing you today. This is Deathridge Red. It's a beautiful pepper. Contorted and neat. Look at the interior of that. Okay, so I'm going to be taking pictures of all these real quick while I yak with you. So, now, here's the funny thing about that video being, me not being, by the way, here's a chocolate primatale, all right? Up until recently, I thought this was one of the hottest peppers in the world. Available in the world. You gotta be really careful now. Land of free speech unless somebody doesn't like what you said. Joe Strummer said it best. He was with The Clash. You know what Joe Strummer said? There's free speech if you're dumb enough to try it. Well, I gave my opinions of free speech. And that's what happened. The good thing is this, and I said this the other day in a video, I don't live for money. Money, I need money to pay bills, that's it. And my brother said this before in videos, and he really is. I'm a minimalist. It's the truth. So I don't need a lot of things. My fondest wish isn't to be rich. I promise you. So while those two videos where I gave my opinion, and somebody didn't like my opinion, there are 5,970 other videos that people watch that I get paid on. So not too worried. Look at this. This looks like Darth Maul or a burning ember or something. Purple gator jigsaw. Look at the inside of this. I'm trying to get my hand behind it so you can. You know what? I knew it was going to happen here. That's what I wanted to do. Look at that. And then this is the other side of that pepper. I'm struggling today, aren't I? I've been struggling a lot lately with sleep. But boy, I didn't struggle with sleep last night. I slept like somebody hit me in the head with a... And this is the interior of what I believe, my opinion, people, is that this is the hottest pepper on the planet. Opinion. Look at the interior of that. Nothing but placenta. All right. So I'm going to snag just a couple quick photos here, people, for the gram. and then we'll get to eating these things. But you gotta admit, that's kind of funny. I said, what is the problem? I can't have an opinion? Apparently, someone doesn't like my opinion. Do you know what I say about that? That poor soul. Can you imagine how boring this world would be? And I've said this in comments, replying to people. Can you imagine how boring it would be if everybody just liked the same thing? You know, if you went to a restaurant, there was one meal. There was one band, one artist, one TV show, because everybody liked the same thing. That's not a world I want to exist in. Anyway, I'm going to eat the pods that I've never eaten before. This Deathridge Red is the first one. I've never consumed this. So this is the first one, Deathridge Red. My name is Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. So remember, that was the remnants of my thumb from trying to dig out the piece of glass. It's still not out. So I'm letting it heal, and once it's healed, I'm going to go back and dig it again, but it's too tender to dig at right now. Fruity pepper. I have to tell you something. Hot pepper, super hots, is an acquired taste. When I first started the channel, I liked the heat, hated the flavor of a lot of pods. I didn't like the real, you know, some super hots I didn't appreciate. And now I just get to, I really love them. So I think to a degree it's an acquired taste. That was fruity. There was a slight bit of sweetness up front. There was no bitterness, no floral notes. Just slightly sweet that dissipated quickly, and then just a fruity pepper. It's relatively hot. I should always say relatively, because it's relative to what? If you're brand new at eating chili, you wouldn't be talking right now. You know, you would be looking for relief somehow. That pepper, as far as heat, if you're a non-chili head, it would be just, you know, don't bother. I'm being serious. If you want to cut just the very tail end of the tip of the pepper off and eat that, you could. But that way you can get an idea of the flavor, and you can get an idea of the taste without committing yourself to the full, all of its heat. If you're a chili head, that's a 7. Some will say 6. It will be a 6 to some. It will be a 7 to some. It will be a 10 to some. Might be a 5 to some. You never know, but it's a pretty hot pepper. All right, now I'm going to eat the purple gator jigsaw. I'll tell you what. I've seen a lot of purple gator jigsaws. I've never seen a prettier one than this one, or than the ones that I got from Matthew. But I spent a lot of time talking with Matthew yesterday. I click with that man. I really do. He's a minimalist. He thinks the way I think in many, many ways. We had a really interesting time talking yesterday. I'm glad he's my friend. Look at that. And can the guy not cut peppers? Seriously. I'm really good at it. I don't even like bragging about it, but I'm exceptional at cutting peppers. Look at the inside of this. Beautiful pepper. Purple gator jigsaw. Matthew grew this one. I wish that tasted as good as it looked. And I don't mean it tasted bad, but it just looked so good. It was very neutral in a lot of ways. It wasn't super fruity. Like on that spectrum I talk about, fruity over here, earthy here, it was right there. It wasn't sweet. It wasn't bitter. It wasn't floral. It was just nothing wrong with that pepper at all. It just wasn't staggering. It wasn't exceptional. It wasn't nothing spectacular about it, except the looks. Hang on a minute, though. That's hotter than the first one. The Deathridge Red was a very, very tasty pepper. That the last one was hotter. Now, I'm going to eat the next one. Is the dreaded chocolate primatale. There is the interior of that. This is there's never going to be a day where a ghost pepper is not considered a hot pepper. Likewise, there'll never be a day where the Carolina Reaper is not considered a hot pepper. It is. It always will be. This will always be considered a hot pepper. That was earthy, a little smoky. You know, if you're used to a certain soft drink like 7-Up or Dr. Pepper, and it was you were blindfolded, and you were like, yeah, I know, I remember that taste. It'd be hard to describe. Certainly, you just know the flavor, but it's hard to describe. I'm starting to really, I'm getting used to the flavor of chocolate primatales. I know what they taste like. And it's weird because it takes a while for that to happen. And then people, I gotta be really careful, YouTube reviewer and anybody else watching, this is my opinion. And we're in America and we are entitled to have an opinion. In my opinion, this is the hottest pepper that's ever been grown. My opinion. It's a Warthog. It's a Warthog crossed with a 7-pot Primo. That's the interior. This was a pod created. Obviously, Matthew Arthur grew this, but he created it. And it's got the most amazing crunch. It tastes great, but it has a burn that rises and then stays there for a while. And then comes down, and that's unusual. Here we go. It's the Warthog. By the way, this is phenotype 2. All right, the first one, the first bigger one, that's phenotype 1. Those will be the only seeds that will be available to the public this year. Next year, these will be available. And I think, and he said it as well, that the smaller phenotype might be hotter than the larger of the two, believe it or not. And the larger of the two is the hottest thing I've ever eaten. Here we go. Now, I ate that last for a reason. I want to explain to you why. When I've eaten the 3 peppers I ate a Deathridge Red, a purple gator jigsaw, and then a chocolate primatale. And at that point, my heat was right here. Now, do you realize you have to have a hotter pepper in order to make that where I was already at to climb higher? You know what I mean? If the last pepper, the Warthog, was not as hot, my heat level would have stayed just where it is. I'm telling you, it's climbing. I'm so past even thinking, is it a fluke pepper? Because the first time I ate one, I was like, nah, maybe it's a rogue pepper. I'm stupid hot. I had a rogue scorpion, Chris Hislop grew in the UK. Unlike any scorpion I ever had. that pepper I just ate took where the heat I was at and went. It's just a ridiculously hot pepper. It's like taking a blowtorch to your tongue in the back of your throat. That is so exciting to me. Excuse me. So don't ask for the phenotypes of the second pod, the off pod that I just ate. Those won't be available this year. But isn't that exciting? Matthew's ultimate desire is to help children. And last night I said to him, I will do anything I can to help you help kids. I'll do anything I can to help Harvest 912, help people that are without a home and without shoes. I'll do anything I can to help Matthew Arthur help children. Period. That's the hottest pepper I've ever eaten. It is destroying my throat right now. It's so much, it's just wicked hotter than anything else. And I don't care if anybody believes me or not. It's got the quality of its burn is intense. It hangs with you longer. Anyway, that was exciting. I'm so excited about this. It's just an exciting thing because I remember the first time I ate a primatale. For a while, I was like, oh my God, there's a primatale. And until the day before I had one, there wasn't in my mind. I mean, it was around, but I didn't have one. So, you know, Matthew has had these peppers for a while. I didn't know they existed, and now it does. Oh, my throat is on fire. My eyes are watering. It's been peaked. It's been peaking for several minutes now. And it's not one of those that's going to come down for a while. I can't wait for other people to start eating this. I couldn't wait for other people to really start getting a hold of the primatale. You know why? And not that I need to be right, so that people would say, man, Scoville wasn't full of it, man. He was right. Wait till you get your hands on this Warthog. Just wait. People are going to say, man, Scoville was right. You betcha. There's going to be some that say I'm not right, and those are going to be people that are invested in a different pepper, and I get that. But people that are honest, they're going to say, man, he was right. I couldn't tell you how to grow them. I couldn't tell you how to cross them. But I could eat them and describe them as good as anybody. And that is a wicked hot pepper. I can't wait for you to try it. And you're going to be able to. And not only are you going to be able to try it, you're going to be able to grow them. That's exciting. My throat's cooked. My ears are burning. The endorphin rush is coming. It's a special thing right now happening in the chili world. I feel bad for the ones that are the naysayers because in their mind, nothing special is happening in the chili world right now. But the truth is, something wicked exciting is happening in the chili world right now. Anyway, you do me a favor. You have a great day. I want to thank you. Jacob Deathridge grows smoke. He grows some really, really hot peppers. In the link, you'll see it in the description box. You'll see a link for him. Stick with me this week. I'm going to tell everybody how you can get seeds from the Warthogs. Wow. Oh yeah, one other thing. Guess how much those seeds are going to cost you? They're free. So you want to stay tuned. I'll tell you how. Wow. And you're going to say, Scoville was right. So in the description box, you'll see Jacob Deathridge. Right here, you're going to see my son, Johnny Scoville Jr. and the lifeboat. And up on top, you're going to see Pepperology, which is for all brand new people. And you're going to see all the challenges I've ever done. We're almost at the point where one of those warthogs could be a challenge. How about that? I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.